So we are both traditional Western medicines, doctors. We worked in many different hospitals in Berlin, university hospitals as well, and Angelika is, on the other hand, a general practitioner and working with many alternative medicine systems. So we know since more than 20 years working with this alternative systems.
We both had 20 years, over 20 years, an ambulant office for anesthesia. So that was the Western medicine we did. And why are we here? That's the question. As a medical, as Western medicines, and I think we can say.
So there must be a lack. This is what we felt very early in our education and in our work, that there must be anything else, much more than we learned, and we find it.
Just a second.
Okay.
I would like to say we were living in the either or, and that's what we want to say. No, we don't want to blame the others or the Western medicine, but we are living in the as well as, and so we left the either or.
We start with a sentence from Heisenberg, a very known physicist. The first gulp from the glass of natural science will turn you into an atheist. But at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. I'm sorry. And this means that there is really another traditional aspect to understand what happens, especially to us, with Lavylites.
So I think it is said already that we are in the Newtonian physics. We are living in the, you could expand it.
Yeah, this is what we learned in our education, that we have to study the body, and everything which can be measured is real, and everything which cannot be measured is, I will tell it, spooky, and is not real existing. Everything is working like a computer. Everything is working like mechanical parts. But what we want to explain is that there must be another view, because this view is not sufficient enough. When we start with Newton, there are many different laws. One of the biggest is the law of thermodynamics, which means that everything which comes to us, which develops, will disintegrate, which everything will die. And the second one is that there is a supposition of coincidence, the impossibility of probability. And this is the law of entropy, chaos. But if this will be the only explanation for our world, for our global Earth, then it must looking like this. Nothing will be there. This is not enough. So there is something missing.
But how does the world looks like? If you regard this, you look at this, it's abundance, it's nature, it's full, it's love, it's just the sun is shining and everything is imminent, and so it's abundance. And that's the law of, we have taken another word, nekentropy or synentropy.
So this means there must be a consciousness. There must be something like a creation of what we see all days, every day.
And
this
that's consciousness, love, life, and quantum physics. We have heard much about, you told many things about that, but that's it. And we want to show a little bit to get it together.
And if we put these two things as well as we put it together, you can see that the Newtonian world and the quantum physics will build our global Earth. This is a very simple way to explain it, but I think it is understandable. When we use another view of this, we can say that the Newtonian physics, there is a supposition of coincidence, Evolution takes place only in continual ways. Thermodynamics, we talked about it, and consciousness is only a result of the physical parts. On the other hand, we have the quantum physics model, or the quantum model, and the quantum view, that there is unity. All is connected. We are all connected because of different frequencies and emotions. Evolution goes in leaps. Nothing is continual. Development is aspiration, and consciousness is the source of all. There must be something which creates this.
So if you look at the two pictures, on the right side there's much more, and I would like you to look just to the right side, to the arrow, and that's a big difference. You look at the Newtonian physics, there is the arrow going up, and it means there is a reacting. The mind is a reaction of the body, easily said. And here in the quantum physics opinion and view, there is just the other way around. The mind, the consciousness, and it's very important, the mental and the consciousness is creating. That means that we can create our lives. We create our life. So a little bit to the history, how it is said to us in the former times, and I hope it will. You have. Sorry, I forgot the name. Standing here on stage is a little bit confusing. So you have said it, Anita. It's so marvelous. It's so amazing what you said. It's explaining it all. Yeah. So Christoph will tell you a little bit about our former. It's
a little bit another view. When we talk about where we come from, where the Western traditional medicine comes from, it depends on two names. On the one hand, on the left side, Pasteur. On the right side, there is Mr. Béchamp, two French doctors. Pasteur was a chemist, and he said always that the bacterium decides. So illness is a coincidence. It happens to you. But Béchamp, who was a doctor, he said the attitude and the inner milieu decides. So the illness arises from us and in us. On the philosophical side, the cut in our thinking, in the human thinking, is coming from Descartes. He said that only the body can be measured, and all what happens to the body can be measured, and he said this is a part we will give to the sciences. On the other hand, the mind and the spirituality of a human being is so spooky that we will give it to the religions, and this was the cut in history, and we lost, since these thinkings, our oneness belonging to each of us. And for the physicists, there are the old Newtonian traditions, the Newtonian world, and the quantum physics on the other hand.
I will like to go back, just a little bit, go back to the two, Pasteur and Béchamp, and it's a little bit, I can say Pasteur, he has won the fight, and there is one thought, he was a lobbyist, and Béchamp had not the money, and he lost the meaning. So think about that a little bit in this world now. I think that has much to do with our consciousness and with our feeling and with our being.
So Western traditional medicine belongs to Pasteur and starts with his thinking. In other words, we can say we live the as well as. On the left side, we have the Newtonian world. Everything is matter and particle, can be measured, body, people, things, places, and time. And on the other hand, there are other words and other meanings. This is non-material. Everything which exists is a wave, is energy, consciousness, frequencies, and so on. Frequencies are the transportation of information.
And vibrations, and thoughts, and emotions. And so that's the lead to our Lavylites. So,
yeah, let me explain first.
yes.
The two views of the model of an atom. The classic view shows you the core and some electrons rising or jumping or running around the core. But the quantum model shows us that only the observer decides when the point of care, the point of view exists. So if you take an observation, you will find the core. But if you don't focus again, it will come back to a cloud. And then if you focus a new perspective, you find a new core and the electrons. So it depends on us, on me, on you. Will you be the observer of your life? Will you be the changer? Will you be the creator of your life?
So now I've said you'll look to the right side, the thoughts and the emotions and the vibrations, and let's have a look to the emotions. And here's written here you can see every emotion has his own frequency. All emotions have their own frequency, and you could see the low frequency. That's the, I would say that's the not so good emotions. And you can imagine, look at a man or a woman who has depression, who is depressed. He is walking very slow. He expresses himself, his attitude, with his body or her body, and also anger. And you see here a list of bad or low frequencies: guilt, hate. They are all very, very low emotions and thoughts. And on the other hand, the high frequencies and the very high frequencies, you can imagine a tiny little child. He's laughing, jumping. It is going very quickly and fast, and it's jumping, dancing, laughing. Or think about your falling in love. All things were so light. It was so easy. It all goes very light. And so you have a very high frequency. And the highest frequency of emotions is gratitude and love. And that's very important for us to see what can we do with this knowledge of frequencies and their of emotions and their frequencies. So how can they or how can consciousness influence to us? You said it in your presentation, and I think we can go through.
Yes. Perhaps you remember the two laws of polarity and resonance. If there's a polarity in your life, you create attraction. This means you decide what you want to live for, doing and thinking. Polarity is always what we are living in. Focus is very important for us to find the right way to find our goal. Vibrations, frequencies, energies, they create emotions. Vibrations are the transportation of information for us. Decisions we made, if we are focused enough, will fix a result. And the information we get from the environment or from our inner solutions create a structure. The structure in us, in our thinking, and they create, because we are the creator of our world and our environment, we will come later to this point, they create a structure in our environment. The blueprint, I think most of you will know what a blueprint is. This is what we are meant to be when we came to this earth, to this duality. The blueprint creates our body. So this is what we are, yes, I said what we are meant to be.
We can say all creates, it has influence of our gene expression, that's it. All this influences our gene expressions. Not only the genes are there, but the surrounding and the environment is that what expresses us. So we have influence. Many things have influences to our body, to our expression, to our how we are and how we feel and how we in what situation, health situation we are. So consciousness creates our reality.
And much more, it shapes our reality. We are the creators, we said it. Our consciousness, coming from a very higher point, is the one who creates, who builds our life, our environment.
So we have said it, the consequence of this point of view, of this worldview is we are the creators, you said it, we all said it, and yes, we are responsible for our health situation, we are responsible of all of our world. So health and peacefulness is written here are evidence for our life self-responsibility. And that's how we said. So on another point of view, so we are also educated by Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, and I think that influenced our life and our point of view to our life very, and changed really our life. This picture we found in the
Become Supernatural from Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was looking for that, yes. So here you can see what I said, even with the low and high frequencies. He has made this picture, this sign, and you can see the lower, the darker, and the lower it's expressed. Also, the colors express something. Is the lowest is the greed, the lechery, and the anger, the guilt, all bad emotions. And then now I want to point out what does it make. And you see on the left side the less energy you have, the more material, the more matter you have, and the very high emotions make it lighter and less, and if you have more energy, you have less matter. And so if you think about what is inflammation, what is cancer, what is a tumor, that's more matter. And if you're healthy and you have, you're in healthness, you are very light, it's no matter, not so much matter, it's, it's more energy. So now we are coming to Lavylites. Perhaps we can also tell a little bit, we didn't look for something, but we were found, as Anita said, we were found by Lavylites. And that was the clue for us, because we were thinking about all these thoughts and then Lavylites came into our life, and then we got to feel it, to handle it. And he was very skeptical at the first 1 year, but I thought, okay, what do I have in my hand? What have I in my hand? What can I hold in my hand? That's magical for me. That's really, it's like I got a higher feeling. It's heightened. It makes me more lighter.
It elevates me.
It elevates. Thank you. I was looking for the word.
Yeah, and
so that changed, as Anita said, also our life. It leads us to many decisions we made up to that time. But I wanted to show you now what kind of energy we have in our hands. Perhaps it is very interesting also for you, because we have a friend. She is energist in Austria, and
she is doing the technique of pendulum, which is not accepted in the traditional Western medicine as now, but she did it for more than 30 years, and she took many of the products and she pendled, and she found using the Bovis units. I think you know what this means. Bovis has been a radioanesthesist, a French one, and he was the first to describe living energy in measurable possibilities. And our friend found out that different sprays, different creations from Lavylites give us, or can give us, different energy levels, different Bovis units. So you will be said that you are healthy if you have something between 9,000 to 12,000 Bovis units in your body. And you will become ill if you have less than 6,500. And imagine if you use this Lavylites and you give your body, you give to your electromagnetic field surrounding you, give it to your aura and give it to your cells, up to the DNA, you will have more than 50,000 Bovis units with one spray. Or if you use the Genie Spirit, which is one of the last products, you can have more than 250,000 units giving to your body, giving to your matter and to your spirit in yourself.
So, coming back to the Bovis units, it is also, it's just a measurement. But you know, the voltage, the cell energy, you can measure with many other equipments. But it's the same point of view. If you see the cell energy comes down, is low, then remember, you will become more matter, you will get more, become your more matter, low energy, and you become ill. And if you enhance, enhance the energy of the cell, of each cell, you can, the cell is more lively, more light, and healthy. So here you can, what has influence? We told about that. What can have influence to increase the cell niveau? So here are increasing tools. You see it. We just one. If you're ill, the best you will do, you will go into the forest and breathe and feel, and perhaps you take connections to the trees, and you will feel much, much better. And or you open the window and take a deep breath of good air or good food, and that will increase your cell energy, and you have the possibility to heal. And there are many, many, many of them, but here we have found something very easy to use. That's a tool. We are telling but it's a magic tool to increase your cell energy, not only by the cells, but also in your mind and in your consciousness. So that's just...
This is another way to find out, to measure cell energy. I think you know who Masaru Emoto is. He was a Japanese doctor of biology, and he was one of the first to measure the possibility of informations in water. He has a special laboratory, and he found out, if you see the three pictures, the left one, that water which is not informed, which is not healthy, has a very dark and dysmorph crystal. The middle and the picture at the right, these are two products from Lavylites. I think it's auricum and sensitive, and you can see beautiful crystals which are in this water found with this special method. And when you remember that we belong, or that we are built out from 70 to 90% from water, then it's very important what you drink and what you give into your body.
So, here it's written basic principle of how Lavylites works. So, what do we mean by information? And I think we have now an understanding that informations are frequencies, and so if you give to a self good information, you can bring light into the cells. We can call light or frequency or love or something like that, but you can enhance the cell energy, and so it has an influence to our body. How does these vibrations have an effect on my body? Yes, it can enhance you. It can leave.
So, in other words, coming back to Lavylites, if you have these bottles in your hand, you can use them as a fuel station, energy fuel station. The frequencies are very high, which are in these bottles. You remember the picture, the slide from the Austrian energetists with the high amounts of body unit, above its units. So you can strengthen your energy, you can develop, you can enhance your consciousness, you can increase your self-confidence, your self-responsibility, because we are the creators, we told this. You can give you high-frequency impulses, which enhances your energy level, which gives the energy back to your cells. You can enhance your intuition, which is a very important thing. Dr. Janitz talked about this when he mentioned, and Henning too, when he mentioned the third eye, the pineal gland in our brain, which is a very important organ.
Just for a second, we have one spray, it's called third eye.
Microphone. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It's called third eye. It's that tiny little bottle, but that's magic. It's enhanced our intuition, and I think many has got a good good things with that. So.
Okay, let's go on. You can, I can't read it, I'm sorry.
You can harmonize.
You can
I think we have said
your awareness,
all
yes.
That, yes. So, what Lavylites can do, we said it. A strong energy can give us a strong energetic body, and also to the capability to find and to realize our full potential. So, and the free flow of energy is very important for our healthy conditions, for our mind, our consciousness, and our body. So it's again, he reminds the body to our blueprint. You said also, you told about the healthy blueprint. Original, it's in our genes, and you have to express it. So it harmonizes our emotions and balances the vibration, we told about that, and it helps to achieve, it's repeating, but I think it's very important to achieve a clearer state of consciousness. Yes, and what have we to do? Yes, we have to do it daily. We have to give out the impulses daily into to our body and to our mind. And Henning showed you we can eat, we can spray, we can drink, we can moisture our cream, our body, we can inhalate it, we can bring us into the surrounding of Lavylites, and the daily procedure is very important to do it.
Because we are living in a very strange world today, which affects our body and our mental and spiritual body too, by different toxic situations and toxic elements. Dr. Janik said it before, yes.
So now we only want to show you our experience, our own experience. This experience convinced Christoph to be with the Lavylites more than he wanted to be, and that he will explain it to you.
It's an accident I had on a sailing boat. I was falling on my back 3 steps down, and I tried to figure it with my right arm, and you can see the bruises on the right arm, and if we will nothing do with this arm, this will come together, and I will have a very blue arm. And we used, Angelika came from the front of the ship to the back, where I laid on my back, and she heard my cry. The pain was, it was horrible. I can't breathe and I can't stand up, so I were on my 4th and said to her, please help me, I can't do anything. And then she took 2 of the sprays, the small ones.
I have to say, he was not convinced, so I said, I take my chance. First the photo, and then you will get the sprays. And yes. I did like that. So that's really the first is the original photo without Lavylites, and then 10 minutes later you can see it. The bruise diminished already, and any medical doctor, all of us cannot believe it. It was unbelievable for me that it diminished, because normally you would expect, you said 2 weeks you need to that the bruises will go, but there were only 10 minutes. And
after 40 minutes they were nearly totally gone. Yes. And we told about when we showed you the second slide, we were used to work as emergency doctors in Berlin, and we fly with the helicopters, and we were on the streets. And when I mentioned this, it was totally crazy for me. And I said, it can't be true. 20, 40 minutes, and the bruises were gone. And the pain,
that's the most important thing
is
yes.
Every time when she sprayed, the pain was gone totally. It comes back, and I had the bliss to come down again, because the pain comes back, and after 40 minutes the pain was gone totally. And I can't stand up, I could stand up, and I could breathe again, and this was my moment to change my mind from my heart. I'm very sorry for the picture on the left side. This is my back at the kidney area on the right side, and there was a bruise coming very from the deep, and this was the pain I had originally. And after these 20 minutes, you can see, perhaps, it's too dark, that there is nothing more there. The bruise has gone totally, and this for me was it was amazing. It was unbelievable.
And I think what's very important here is the change and the usage. In 10-20 minutes we used nearly 2 bottles, because his pain goes away, diminished, and then after 1, 2, 3 minutes it came back. And so I put I sprayed again, and then it diminished again. So, and after 20-40 minutes, all the pain were gone. And so also you can see it.
This was my coming out, if you want to see this.
Okay, so now I would like to invite you to listen to my story. I can't show you pictures, but we decided to give you a glimpse to it, because for me, every time I'm speaking about that and I'm thinking about that, it is wonderful for me to know, to understand what and how it happens, because more or less it's very theoretically beside the pictures, but to show the mind and the consciousness and the body together, I will invite you to listen to my story. Okay, it was 2019. We were both in our office, and I got at about 6 p.m. I got a call, and this call was very, very, very bad. I was really shocked. I was knocked out because of the person who told me something and I couldn't understand, but I got really irritated. I was knocked out, and there was anger, there was shame, there was all the, do you remember the bad emotions came to me in a sudden. Okay. And I lay down I stopped the call, and then I had to go to the toilet, to the restrooms. And then something happened. I had pain, bladder pain, and I had blood, urine just at once. So that wasn't just an old illness I had as in my childhood. So it was a shock also for me, and I came out and asked Christoph, and then my Western medical universal education told me I had to go to the pharmacy and take antibiotic, because that's the normal treatment for that. And Christoph looked at me and said, "Do you remember something? We have some beautiful things here." "Oh, thanks." So I took my sprays, the third eye spray and the sensitive, and all 2 or 3 of them, and I was doing my spraying, and it was a little bit better. So we decided to go back home. And we were with both cars, so I was in my own car and I was spraying but I have to say, we have half an hour back home, I was in a bad mood. I was not really happy, and I was thinking about the call, and it was itching a little bit in my bladder, and it was better but not good. And then half the way, I had actually to turn around a corner. I had to change my direction, and then I thought, okay, I remembered I have to change my mood, I have to change my emotions, and I let run my emotion, my bad emotions, right straight away. I turned to the left, and then I said, also, I have to change my thinking and my emotions. And then I sprayed all over, but I started to laugh, to sing and laugh, and I was singing Hallelujah, Hallelujah, and I was just shaking my hand. So the quarter of an hour I reached at home. And then I go to the restrooms again, and all pains, all were gone. It was just normal. So that was, for me, miraculously, like a miracle. So I think Christoph will tell you what we want to tell you about that. What has happened with me, and what's the usage of the Lavylites creations, what they changed with me.
We think that using the Lavylites creations is a tool And changing your mind, changing your spiritual way of thinking and doing is the other way, the other tool. And she combined it. On the right side, you see the picture from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and you can see the frequencies belonging to different emotions. We talked about this before. And she changed her mind and she changed her emotions. And by doing this, she changed her frequencies. Using the creations of Lavylites, doing the same. And this is what we want to say. If you are able to change your own mind, if you are able to change your own spiritual way of thinking and feeling, you can change your environment and you can change what happens to you.
And our Lavylites products can help us in a mental and a consciousness way and in the physical way, both.
Okay, one of the last slides. I'm sorry. This way around. We made a very wonderful experience with Dr. Robert Gilbert. He is an American medical doctor, and he was talking about the 4 secrets of sacred geometry. And we want to give you the second secret on the way, and we want to read it because, in our opinion, it's a very good expression of what we want to talk about in our session today.
You can close your eyes, just listen, and we will just read it. The science of mind and related mental healing methods are examples of the power of the human mind to heal and to create the fundamental conditions of both illness and health, depending on how skillfully we use our mind.
Many healers have found that when they combine the clear focus creation of a thought form holding the desired state of health with whatever method of healing they are applying, that the results improve sometimes miraculously. A method is very powerful when the light of our consciousness, our mind power, is focused and coherent like a laser light.
It is also strengthened when beneficial spiritual beings and energies, and we included Lavylites, are lovingly asked to help the healing. Yes, that was very impressive for us, and I hope you can feel like we did, and we are at the end, and thank for your attention.
Thank you very much.